Well, hi there folks. Something a bit special today. Banggood have kindly sent me this great little F4U Corsair RTF for review. I've actually had the kit quite a while now because the kit they sent was the bind and fly version, and that didn't include the transmitter, and my transmitter wouldn't work with it. But it's now arrived, and so we're ready to rumble. We'll look at the transmitter in a bit, but let's see first off what you get in the box. Oh, well, first off, let's see what does it say on the box. It's got a gyro system, 1 key aerobatics, it's fully assembled, and it's brushless motors, which is unusual on these kind of ready-to-fly small models. Right, let's see what's in the box. First off, you've got the aircraft, which looks absolutely beautiful. Beautiful colouring, beautiful marking, and from what I've seen online is not too bad, quite crash resistant. You've got 2 props, and this apparently is the prop saver. This is the 2 battery version, and they're proper little lipos, which is nice, not a built-in special battery. These are 400 milliamp 2S charging lead for these lipos. You've got a little undercarriage to go on, and of course you've got the manual, and if you buy the full kit you've got the transmitter as well. Let's take a closer look at the plane. You've got 3 servos built in, 1 servo in the centre here for both ailerons, and if you note, they've actually gone to the trouble of putting a little U-bend in it so you can trim and adjust if you need to. You've got 2 built-in servos for rudder and elevator. As I mentioned, fitted that's the battery hatch. I fitted the prop. Let me show you now how the prop goes on. Right, fitting the prop. You do need a very small crosshead screwdriver. Down in the middle of this hub there is a crosshead screw. Unscrew it and this little piece here will come out. Put the prop on. Put the hub on. And then do up this screw. And with a bit of yep, it's working. The prop is on. Don't over tighten it. You know when you've got to the end of it. So that's the prop fitting, and obviously you've got a spare prop, and that is a spare hub. So we've had a look at the plane. Let's take a look now at the manual, the transmitter, and how you get this little bird ready to fly. First off, the transmitter takes 4 AA batteries. I use these Any-Loop rechargeables, no problem with those. Controls on the transmitter, left hand throttle, rudder, obviously aileron and elevator. Now when I first looked at this I assumed these were trims. In fact this button here is 1 key U-turn activation if you go up, and 1 key U-turn button find my aircraft if you go down. You've also got on off there obviously, and as I say these are trims. You've got this one here which is labelled expert, mid and beginner, and you've got this one 1 key aerobatics. Now it's got built-in gyro which works when it's in the 1 mid position and 2 beginner position. In the 0 position it expects you to fly the plane itself. As far as setting it up to fly goes, read this carefully. You've got to connect the battery and within 5 seconds turn on the transmitter. So best method is connect, because it's a fiddle to get it in, set it the right way up and then turn on. Plane wants to be set in a nice steady normal position so that the gyro can calibrate. Once you've got the battery in, which is a bit of a fiddle, move the throttle lever to the top and then back down to the bottom again, and it's bound, and providing it's in mid or beginner switch position you can test to see if the gyro is moving the control surfaces in the correct directions. In other words, lift that wing and that aileron should go up to correct it, and likewise elevator up and so on. So it's ready to fly now and it's armed. So be careful of that prop, there is a lot of thrust there, and this is going to be a great load of fun to fly. So that's it, setting it up and getting it ready to fly. Any questions, stick them in comments below. There is a lot of stuff in the manual and there's no way I could possibly cover it all, so make sure you read it twice before going out flying. So I'd say the next step is, let's get out and see just how well this lovely looking little bird flies. Well, here we are again, folks. Bit of a grey day for a grey plane, but the F4U Corsair is going to get its maiden flight from me, so wish me luck. And it's not the best of runways. Be interesting to see if it'll take off on this. Right, well, it's in beginner mode at the moment, so the gyro will be on. What little wind there is coming from this direction. Trying to find the flattest spot. That's not too bad. Let's give it a go. No, dipped over into the grass. I might have to throw it, which I hate. Let's give it another go. What about this bit? No, it clearly needs a nice runway. In that case, I'm going to throw. It does have one key auto launch, but I don't really want to try any of the auto stuff until I've got a chance to fly it. So let's just give it 3/4 throttle and throw. And there she goes. Right, chop it back to half throttle. Lovely and stable. Let's come down a bit. No, that was quarter throttle, not quite enough. Half throttle. Cruises around lovely. Very responsive, even in beginner mode. Just needs the nose trimmed down a little bit. And it's climbing too much for my liking, so I'm going to come down here. Let's come down. Let's come down and trim. But it's a great little smooth flyer, I must say. Right, let me just trim the nose down a bit. Plenty of power to pick up there where if you come down and you get a bit slow, open the throttle and you've got plenty of power. I don't know if you're still managing to see this because it's still climbing quite a lot. I did read that it actually is better with a little bit of extra nose weight. I think I'm probably losing sight of it here a bit for you. I'll try and keep it out in front, but that's not easy actually. Because it does tend to climb. Let's just try and keep it 3/4 throttle. Three-quarters throttle. It is being thrown about a bit by this wind. It weighs about 150 grams. That's half throttle. Right, I've just put it on intermediate. And boy, it's quick on intermediate. Let's see what the glide's like. Right, that's throttle closed. Throttle closed, glide is quite nice for a landing. It does have one key aerobatics. I don't know if I'm prepared to try it. I'm finding it a bit hard to keep my orientation in this grey sky with a small model, but it is easy to fly. Just keep it here. I'll give it some throttle. Oh yeah, that wind is gusting up a bit now. Did you see it wobble? Give it some throttle. Get a little bit of height. One key. Oh no, I just tried one key roll. Nothing happened. Well, it's too high now. I'm shutting the throttle. It does climb and climb and climb, I warn you. So I'm going to come down. Oh, camera's coming off my head because it's weight. Camera almost came off my head because I leant back so far. Let's try a low pass. I must say, it is a lovely flyer. Oh, there you go, it did a roll, did you see that? And another roll. Okay, I'm getting more confident with it now. Come on, I'll come across here. I'll come across here and do a roll. Oh, look at that. It's still getting too high for me. I'm going to shut the throttle completely, come down and down and down, open the throttle again to get some control. You do need to play with the throttle quite a lot. Whoa! And I lost it there. Did you see? And I lost it with a low roll. But all in all, I'm very impressed with this. One advantage of this lovely old airfield here is it's got lots of nice soft scrub. So I'd be very surprised if the props even come off. Interesting. Of course, it has got a prop saver. Prop was just almost off, but all you have to do if it does come off is push it back on. Right, well, just out of curiosity, I'm going to just see how much battery we've used in that short flight, and we're at 58%, so that's not bad. That was quite a reasonable bit of flight time there for just 42% of battery. I'm going to give it another go and try auto launch. Let's see how that goes. Right, well, that was one key takeoff, which apparently will keep it flying nice and level. Whoa, almost lost it there, Bobby. Half throttle. I do like this. My nerves have calmed down a bit. I'm not a fast plane flyer. I like floaters. But this is a lovely little plane to fly. They call it beginner. Even in beginner mode, it still doesn't exactly float about, but 2/3 throttle, actually nice, but it still had this tendency to climb a lot. Maybe that's why people said give it a bit of nose weight. So there you go. I'll just do a few gentle. Let's see if I can do a. Whoa, another roll. Did you see that? A snap roll. It does a very tidy snap roll. Look at the colour of that sky. And you can see how windy it is because it's almost stopped in that wind now. It's almost stopped. I think it's time to call this test a day. I sense the battery's getting a bit low there because it's not as responsive as it was. Put it back in beginner mode so it's less twitchy. Still climbing a lot. Yeah, I think the battery's actually fading now, so I'm going to try and do a nice landing without breaking anything. Keep the power on a little bit, keep the power on, keep the power on. and just dropped it down there. I don't even know if you even saw that. It is just so dark with all these very dark clouds about. Give the prop a little push and it'll be back on again, just like that. I don't know that I'd call it a beginner's plane. There is a buying link down below if you're interested in getting one, but I think I'll call this a day now. It's just a bit too dark and the wind is definitely picking up. But I hope you've enjoyed this little test flight of mine and my unboxing video. If you have, please give it a like, and why not subscribe for some of my other videos. So thanks for watching. Hopefully catch you all later. Bye for now.